Once again, thank you for joining us today. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on the time zone you are in today. Here for you is me, Serge Zach. I'm a partner manager here at Cloudberry Lab, and Manvinder Singh, who is with Google Cloud. Hi, Manvinder. How are you this morning?
Doing good, Serge. Thanks for having me here.
Sure. It's always pleasure to talk to you guys, to talk to Google Cloud Platform, and especially with you, Manvinder. All right, it's a really great timing, awesome timing, I would say. It's been like 5 days since Google Cloud officially announced, publicly announced new storage type, specifically Coldline. And this is the storage, this is the solution that we going to be focused on today. The main subject of today's webinar is Google Cloud Coldline for data warehousing and backups. And you guys gonna hear some recipes from Cloudberry Lab, how you can efficiently and easily use Google Cloud Coldline for your organizations as a means of warehousing and backups. At Cloudberry, we've been in the market, on cloud and backup market, for quite a while, for almost a decade now. And we believe that having a hybrid or even a fully cloud-based technology is the future of IT, especially for enterprise and for service providers. And we create missing tools for cloud world, where our partners and customers can benefit from advantages of the cloud world and even design the entire infrastructures where integration between on-premises technologies and cloud technologies is just like 1, 2, 3. And for Google Cloud Platform, setting up Google Cloud environment is also like 1, 2, 3. You don't believe me? Go on their website, Google Cloud Platform, and just check them up. So it's something that unites us. We believe that technologies should be simple and easy to use. So let's start as 1, 2, 3. And Cloudberry is a leading backup and disaster recovery provider, has a long story of relationship and integration with Google Cloud Platform, and we integrated with Google Cloud Platform to make adopting cloud technologies and cloud storage specifically a really seamless experience. So with Cloudberry Lab, getting started with Google Cloud is really simple. So today we're talking about Google Cloud Platform, and I think no one will explain a lot better about Google Cloud Platform, about Google Cloud Storage, about Google Coldline better than a Google guy. So that's why Manvinder is here. Manvinder, I'm passing the word to you. Feel free to kick it off when you're ready.
Awesome. Thank you, Serge. So yes, everyone, so as Serge said, I represent the Google Cloud business. So we offer obviously a lot of products and services as part of our Google Cloud platform. At last count, I checked this yesterday, and there are over 50 products and services. If you look at all the machine learning APIs and the management tools, you combine all of that, it's over 50 products and services. So I don't want to talk about all of them today. I'm going to focus specifically on storage. If you look at the big pieces within Google Cloud Platform, there's compute, right? You can set up VMs in the cloud. There's stuff around big data, analytics. BigQuery is our leading product there. And then there's obviously storage, which includes both databases. So as many of you would know, if you basically if you have organized data sets, you want to put them into databases, whether that's a SQL database like Cloud SQL that we offer as a service, or it's a NoSQL database for large scalable data sets. And we offer Cloud Data Store and also Cloud Bigtable in that space. But my focus specifically is around Google Cloud Storage, which is essentially our object storage in the cloud, also known as blob store. Talking more about Google Cloud Storage. So if you're familiar with object storage, you obviously know that it is essentially an offering where you can have a lot of scalable data at very low cost and at decent performance levels. And we offer all of that in the cloud through Google Cloud Storage. You basically get the benefit of virtually limitless capacity. So no matter how large your data sets are, how big your files are, you can obviously use Google Cloud Storage for that. It is very inexpensive relative to other object storages, other storage types, other object storages in the cloud, and I'll talk more about that. And you get the benefit of speed, low latency access to your data. And because it is part of the Google Cloud Platform suite of services, you get all the benefits such as SLA, having your data being secure. Obviously, you can encrypt your data and make it even more secure. And also, we offer Google Cloud Platform support. So that's Google Cloud Storage at a high level. It is the data that you store in Google Cloud Storage needs to be. It is basically stored as discrete objects in buckets, right? And buckets are, for many of you who are more used to using file systems, buckets are similar to folders. But these objects need to be in one of our 4 Google Cloud Storage classes. And those are on the screen right now. These are basically multi-regional, regional, nearline, and as Serge mentioned, Coldline, which is our exciting new offering that we announced last week. Depending upon the use case you have for your content, you may want to use one of these storage classes. Going from right to left, you should pick the right storage class based on the access, your access model for the data. So if you're using something that's accessed rarely and it's more archival class storage, then Coldline might be the right fit for you. Versus if you want to stream data and you're looking for serving websites and your data is going to be accessed frequently, you should use multi-regional. So the difference between multi-regional and regional, just to cover those 2 classes, multi-regional is our geo-redundant, highly available storage, and I'll talk about price and performance in a second. But most of our customers who are using multi-regional are using it for high availability and frequent access. So streaming videos, serving websites, those kind of use cases. Regional is our highly available storage class, which is basically used for data that is accessed frequently, but you don't need the high level of availabilities that come with multi-regional. So things like batch processing, right, if you're doing genomics and that sort of stuff. Nearline and Coldline are our 2 infrequently accessed storage classes. So nearline is typically used for data that you are going to access less than once a month or once in a few months. And Coldline is basically, we're all used to storing a lot of data that we hardly ever access. And I think Coldline can be is the new offering that we're offering in that space, and it could be a game changer for many of you. And a typical use case for this could be if your company is storing videos that you need to archive, but don't expect to be accessing frequently, then Coldline might be the right one for you. One of the things I want to highlight across all these four storage classes is it is essentially consistent access model, consistent API, exactly the same latency. So regardless of what use case you have, your first byte access to the data will be in milliseconds, and that is different from some of our competitors in the cloud storage space. For us, whether you're using Coldline or you're using multi-regional, we believe the access to your data should be immediate. And there's also data lifecycle management. So imagine if you have data that you've stored in regional, but you realize that you're not frequently using that data, you could set policies around lifecycle management where the data automatically moves to Coldline, let's say, if you're not accessing your data, and that can lead to significant cost savings. So I mentioned price and cost. So let me talk about that on the next slide. In terms of pricing, there's obviously per gigabyte pricing, per gigabyte per month pricing, and that varies from 2.6 cents for Google Cloud Storage multi-regional 2 cents for regional, 1 cent for nearline, and this is what we announced last week, 0.7 cents per gig for Coldline. So it is our cheapest storage offering. It is archival class storage, and the access to your data would be immediate. So that's the price. Now, one thing I should highlight with Nearline and Coldline, it is meant for infrequent access. So there is a retrieval fee of 1 cent for Nearline and 5 cents for Coldline. Depending upon how many reads you are doing on the data, there's a retrieval fee. But the whole idea here is you're using this for Nearline, for example, for doing backups with Cloudberry solution. In that case, you don't expect to be reading a lot of this data a lot of the time. And if you have questions around what is the right storage class for you, typically, if you're looking at a backup kind of use case, Coldline and Nearline are the best solutions. But there is a price calculator on our website that you can access. Now, yeah, we can go to the next slide, Serge. Just to summarize, I talked about this new offering that we have announced, Google Coldline, which is one of the cheapest storage offerings on the market. It is highly available. It is exactly the same first byte latency as our standard offerings. So Google has been able to invest in our cloud storage and make these offerings possible. And one of the things I truly believe one of the reasons behind this that I believe that makes this possible is the investment we are making in our cloud platform. And Google has always been a cloud company. We've always invested a lot in building these massive data centers and laying out fiber optic cables and our network backbone. And this is essentially what makes this cloud storage service at industry-leading prices possible. I think last year we spent about $9.9 billion in capital investments in our infrastructure, and that's what essentially we're offering through our cloud services to our customers. And now, before I hand it over to Serge, I've obviously talked about Google Cloud Storage and how you can use Google Cloud Storage, what are the different classes. I truly believe that our offerings come to light when you use it along with a complete solution that one of our partners can provide for use cases such as backups or network share. And I love the word that Serge used, recipes. So we are providing these ingredients that are best in class, and we work very closely with our partners like Cloudberry to build these amazing recipes that will solve use cases for our customers. With that, Serge, I'll hand it back over to you to talk through your solutions.
Thank you, Manvinder. All right, storage. And Cloudberry is a backup company, and when we say backup, we usually mean storage. And as a backup company, we have witnessed that for last decade, for last couple of years, for last year, the amount of data that organizations generate is growing exponentially. And organizations today, enterprise level companies, they just cannot afford deleting this data. We used to tape those data. We used to record them on tapes and store it somewhere in the basement in a special environment. For now, but when the bad time comes and we need to restore this data, it usually could take us hours. And Manvinder mentioned that new storage from Google Cloud, Google Coldline is available immediately. And this is the awesomest thing about that, if you think about this, guys. So you can store your data for low cost, for really, really insignificant cost, and get your data back when you really need it in seconds. There is no initial inventory. You don't have to wait for hours for your data. Just being prepared for retrieval and then retrieved within hours. Your data is available immediately. Whether there
it's milliseconds, Serge. Seconds can be too much sometimes.
Oh, thank you, Manvinder. And the same applies for all storage types from Google. Standard, well, multi-regional, regional, nearline, and Coldline. And in fact, if you're already using nearline for your offline data backups, moving to Coldline will be a logical thing to do, especially uh, if you access your data less than a year. If it's for really long-term storing, for archival, cold storing, Coldline would be a more logical thing to store your data in. So Google Cloud Storage is really enterprise and business ready alternative to Google Drive. Everybody loves Google Drive, but Manvinder confirm what I'm saying. It wasn't originally designed for really serious integration and backup projects. That it's really good for small and mid-sized businesses. It's really good for storing and sharing your data within an organization, but for long-term massive amounts of data stored, Google Coldline is really better option, in fact, and really more cost-effective when you start comparing both offerings of Google. So to make those first steps to Google Cloud Platform, to Google Storage, to Google Coldline, Cloudberry designed several tools to make those steps much easier. And don't get me wrong, we're not talking you out of any other storage options that you guys have. You can use them in addition to that. You can test them out, see if it works for your environment. We just make the whole entire process easier. If you use Google Drive, you can use the same Cloudberry tools for both Google Drive and Google Cloud Coldline. So feel free to do that. We'll be happy to assist you during this process. Our solution architects will always be happy to have a call and conversation about your use cases, and we will see if we can help you. So to make this first step to Google Cloud Platform, Cloudberry has a really efficient tool that is called Cloudberry Explorer. And we're really proud of this tool because it was designed by our developers, in fact, for developers. So this is the developers to developers tool, and what it really is, it's a file and object manager for Google Cloud Storage. It provides you with graphic user interface which you can leverage for your own advantage. It supports with its paid version, multi-part upload and multi-threading. You can encrypt and compress your data on the fly. You can even sync and compare your objects locally and on the cloud. It's just shoot us an email. We'll be happy to run a personalized demo for you, and we will be able to show you how it works in real life. But I'm encouraging you guys, just go on our website, download Cloudberry Explorer for Google Cloud Storage and see how it works. It literally syncs and compares the objects, your files on your local storage and on Google Cloud, which makes the entire migration purpose much easier. You will always be sure that you never miss any data, and you are migrating on the cloud easily and smoothly. And well, when we talk about offline storage, there's always cost involved. With Coldline, the cost is insignificant, but to make it all as transparent as possible, we also call, well, Cloudberry Explorer does. It calls all the APIs that requests that you make to cloud storage. Manvinder mentioned that using Cloudberry tools create sometimes those requests, but I will tell you something different. It's the opposite. We do the best possible to lower those calls, and in fact we can help you calculate them. So all the API calls are counted. You can set up your cost and see what you pay to Google Cloud for using storage, and it simplifies the entire process. And again, you don't have to be limited only to one specific storage class with Google. Within the same product, all storage classes are supported. If you're a fan of Google Drive, if you are a huge fan of its computer interface, I'm just reminding you that Google Drive also can be used with its desktop version. So if you're a fan of this version, Cloudberry Drive will give you the same experience of using desktop drive as you guys have, but for Google Cloud. So you set up your Google Cloud Coldline account or Google standard multi-regional regional storage, and drag and drop your data between your local machines and your Google Cloud bucket as easily as on the same machine. Google Drive maps your Google Cloud account as an external drive. Your computer sees that drive as that account as basically as a drive, as a connected drive, and you can easily drag and drop your data without sometimes even thinking that it is on the cloud. And when we talk about Google Coldline, specifically Google Coldline, it's an ideal solution for backups, for long-term storing, for disaster recovery, and Cloudberry as a cloud backup company is fully integrated with Google Cloud Coldline. So this is what we're going to be talking this part of our webinar about the backup. And to start with and to start from, it's not just file level backup, of course. We support Cloudberry Lab working with Google Cloud Platform that support all types, all sorts of backups that you can guys imagine. Of course, if your requirement is a simple file level backup, feel free to do that. Nowadays, organizations need more. They require entire server image-based backups directly to Google Cloud. If you still run your Microsoft Exchange server, or you have database SQL server, we can help you back up those following the best Microsoft practices, using our templates, or you can even create your own template with differential and full backups, with transaction log backups, file level backup. You can set up incremental and block level backup, and in fact you can backup and store in Google Coldline your entire server or server farm if you have multiple server environment. And it's actually irrelevant whether those machines are physical or virtual. You can easily back those up and store them in Google Coldline for long-term retention. And when that bad time comes, you can easily restore those machines to even dissimilar hardware. Cloudberry is a cross-platform solution, so we're not only limited, and we don't limit you, of course, guys, to Windows servers. If you have Linux servers, if you have Mac devices, you can, of course, back them up to Google Coldline as well. You're in full control of what's going on with your backup network. You can control bandwidth. You can set up encryption and compression. You can set up quite flexibly your retention policies for your backups, how many versions of each file you want to keep, for how long, and for Linux and Mac, well, and for Windows as well. it is supported with both graphic user interface and command line interface. For cases where it's not just a single server, but it's an entire server farm, when you guys have virtual servers or physical server farm, if you are a service provider and manage and orchestrate backups for your own customers, Cloudberry offers something different. It's called Cloudberry Managed Backup. And in this case, Cloudberry server, well, first of all, Cloudberry never stores your data. So if you choose Google Coldline or any other storage types of Google as your storage destination, we do not store your data. But if you use Cloudberry Managed Backup, Cloudberry server would act in this case as a middleware, helping you orchestrate the entire process. It's not just backup anymore. You're orchestrating basically everything, starting with setting up a backup job and to the billing, and via setting up notifications and reporting. You can even, if you are a service provider and IT contractor, you can even set up storage packages for your end customers. And well, let me call the things their own names. You can even resell by doing this Google storage to your end users using Cloudberry tools, which is awesome for service providers. If you're not a service provider and you're considering using Google Cloud Coldline for your organization internally, don't even think about it. You can use this feature slightly different way. You can provide your users, your end servers with specific storage quotas, so you will always be sure that you do not exceed this storage limit. And by doing this, you're staying within budget that you approved for your organization. So this is the managed backup solution, and I'm struggling with myself not to show you, and I want really to show you how it looks like. So let me just open my browser here and show you. Well, I'm using Google Chrome here, and let me show you just one page of Cloudberry managed backup that I'm using with Google Cloud Storage. So you can see that in one place there are multiple servers and even Mac devices, some Linux devices somewhere here that I'm backing up centrally, and I can orchestrate them easily, remotely from any place. I just need an internet connection, and I can select that specific device. I can set up a backup job for it. I can edit preferences and settings for this computer remotely. So this is the first glance, really short and brief glance at Cloudberry managed backup solution bundled with Google Cloud. Feel free to touch base with us, and we will run a more personalized demo for you of the solution. Let me get back to the slides we've got here. An integrated part of Cloudberry's managed backup solution is a backup for your G Suite. So G Suite is the new name of Google Apps for Work, and what it really does, it provides you cloud-to-cloud agentless solution for your emails, drive content, contacts, calendar, and it is incremental. It is automatically set up. It's fully automated. You just set it up once, and it backs up incrementally. You can encrypt your data flows from your, let's say, mails to Google Cloud. And it's, again, since it's an integrated part of managed backup solution, it is centrally managed and orchestrated. All right, so it is really exciting time to give Cloudberry and Google Cloud Coldline a try. if you are in your first steps moving to the cloud, it will be a quite logical things to do, because at the end of the day, today, at the end of the day, it's not just about storage anymore. There are many storage providers coming and going on the market. Some of they remain for quite a while. Some of they just disappear in thin air quite rapidly. But when you work with reputable, widely known provider as a Google Cloud platform, you always assured, you always sleep well that your data never disappear, that you work and deal with a reputable provider. And at the end of the day, let me repeat myself, it's not about backups anymore, because it's not just about storage anymore. When you start working with Google Cloud Platform, you should keep in mind that it's everything is integrated with their other products. So if you store something using Google Cloud storage, you can easily move this data to your Google Cloud Engine, which is virtual environment where you run your virtual servers from Google. And this is the most important. So it's not just about storage anymore. Once you start with Google, you rest assured that you can easily get this data and use it in any of your other projects where you use Google solutions with. So it's really exciting, and Cloudberry will act as your highly efficient tool to move this step and automate this backup step to Google Cloud Platform. Physically, we haven't been able to cover everything, so feel free to contact us at sales@cloudberrylab.com, so we will set up more personalized demos for you guys, and this way we will discuss your use cases and see how we can make you those first steps, or even expand your presence on the cloud using Google Cloud Platform. And again, moving your data to Google Cloud Storage Coldline can be a really logical step to do. It can lower your storage cost, and if you're currently using nearline storage for data archival and disaster recovery, but rarely access this data, Coldline may be an even better choice. So for data that are currently storing offline with some other provider, Coldline instead offers you immediate access when you really need it. And by doing this, you are yourself improving your productivity and the data value of this data. Cloudberry can help you to do that, and can help you make this first step to move your data to the cloud, and you can do this as easily as 1, 2, 3. So in a minute we will start answering your questions that you guys have, that you've been shooting to us during the webinar. Still, again, if there are other questions or you're interested in a more personalized demo, feel free to drop us a line on sales@cloudberrylab.com. We're taking a pause right now, and we will be back in a minute we will pick some questions, interesting questions that you guys have been shooting to us, and we will be answering those. Stay tuned, please. There is a question from Chris Barber. Chris, in regards to unnecessary requests. When you do your backup, following backups will be incremental, and Cloudberry tools would do a first request to your local repository. And by doing this, request to your cloud will be unnecessary, which eventually cut your costs. There is a question from Verda or Vita. Sorry, I may be mispronouncing your name. It's written as V-I-T-A. Google Drive option in Cloudberry Backup still doesn't support encryption. Isn't the development? No, it is not. This is something that, okay, I will I will call its or name. This is something that wasn't designed originally because it is not designed for huge backups and integration projects. So if you plan to use Google for your as a means of your for your backups, as your backup storage, for your warehousing, use Google Coldline instead. In this case, encryption, compression are supported. Manvinder, there are several questions for you. Shane is asking, is the data can be encrypted at rest? So can you share more light?
Yes, it can, and we also now support customer-supplied encryption keys. So data will be at rest, and also you can encrypt it and keep and provide your own keys.
All right, thank you. So that means basically that customers can use two separate and fully separate, in fact, encryption methods. You can encrypt your data on the fly, in transit, before it hits Google Coldline, and you can additionally encrypt already existing data using Google interface, Google tools inbuilt.
That's right. That's
okay,
right.
Awesome. Which of course brings another layer of security for customers, for our users.
Yeah.
Thank you, Manvinder. Manvinder, there's another question from Steve. We would send data initially to Nearline, and then any files versions still exist after 90 days will be migrated to Coldline. I think Steve is asking how they can do that, how he can do that, how can he set up this life cycle or whatever you call it for migrating data from.
The life cycle policies?
Yes.
So we're going to, so that feature currently is in beta. So, but it will be available in the console. One of the things we're doing is making it available via our API. So what that means is our partners like Cloudberry can build that into their own interface if they like to do so. So just wait for a few more days. That's going to be available in your backup solutions very soon.
Okay. There is a question again from Vita. I've been expecting this sort of question. I was afraid of it, but again, I'm not going to conceal anything. Any difference in comparison to AWS, Amazon, Glacier? There is a huge difference. The reason I was afraid of this question, Cloudberry is a storage agnostic solution. We don't like comparing the cloud partners we work with. However, there is a difference, but I would ask Manvinder to cover that, please, Manvinder.
So I'll talk about our product and how it's different from other products out there. So Coldline is basically it is priced at basically similar pricing as Amazon Glacier, However, it is not an offline storage, so you don't have to wait a few hours to start getting access to your data. It is essentially part of the same platform as multi-regional and regional and nearline. So what that means is your access to your data is instantaneous. It is using the same platform. It is also the same API. So what that with data lifecycle management built in. So what that means is data can automatically move across Coldline and nearline and other storage classes depending upon how frequently you access it. So yes, I think the key differentiators are it is instantaneous access, part of the same platform. You get all the features of the same platform. And second is lifecycle management across storage classes.
Dominic is requesting in real time to have for a sales rep from Google to get in touch with him. Manvinder, I will forward Dominic's email to you, so please get somebody to call him. Dominic is in the process of becoming a Google Cloud partner, and he is interested in Google rep contacting him. So if
Okay.
it's possible.
Yeah, just if you could forward that information, I will get in touch. Thanks, Dominic.
All right. There are several questions in regards to Google Cloud Engine. This is not the webinar that was that has been focused on that. However, I can mention that Cloudberry is currently in the process of fully integrating with Google Cloud Engine. And what it would mean for our customers, for Google Cloud Platform customers, they will be able to easily spin up their entire physical machines as Google virtual instances. So some light on that, and let's move forward with other questions. Just give me a second, I will just get through the list of questions. There are so many of them. There is a question in regards to Synology and NAS devices support for Google Coldline. Yes, it is. I would answer. I would answer for Google because it's the answer for the question for Google Cloud. Sorry, Cloudberry tools for Synology and NAS, and we do support backups from those devices to Google Coldline. Unless Manvinder, you have some other information.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, you know, a lot of these NAS devices directly back up to Google Cloud, but we don't have Coldline support with Synology yet. So Cloudberry is probably the most immediate option, best option right now.
Okay. So I can see that there are many people asking about more in-depth comparison with Amazon's Glacier. We're not focusing on that. Please, guys, use Google that up, and feel free to shoot us an email. Maybe during the personalized demo, we'll be able to cover that, how it differs, and the advantages of either solution. All right, thank you very much. As a follow-up, I'm just reminding you that attending this webinar gives you an opportunity to start with Google Cloud Platform with extra $500. So as a follow-up to this webinar, you will be receiving emails from us. Well, just a couple of emails with the links to credit coupon that you can activate to your as your Google Cloud Platform credits, funds that you can use for different services of Google Cloud Platform and for Google Cloud Storage Coldline as well. Manvinder, would you like to add something on that?
No, I think that's a terrific opportunity to get started with Google Cloud Platform, and this this amount is only available if you are using, if only available through our partners like Cloudberry. So I would fully encourage you to give it a try, and then spin up a bucket in Google Cloud storage. It's pretty easy to do.
Guys, and it's $500. All right, I'll be expecting more questions. Please mail us at sales@cloudberrylab.com. We will be covering more in next webinar sessions, so it's just first in line. Stay tuned and talk to you next time. It's been my pleasure. Thank you to Manvinder for joining us today. Thank you all and have a great one. Take care.
All right, thanks everyone. Bye.